let's move from innovation to people. So there is no innovation without people and without leadership. So who of you, all of you are founders, so who has challenges with people, with attracting the right people to your companies? Wow, not too many people, that's great, but anyway, we will talk about that a little bit. So let us introduce, let's introduce our team a little bit so you know who is talking and who is discussing for you. So my name is Kasia, that's easier than my long complicated name and surname. I'm from Poland, I'm founder and CEO of Smart People, and I'm helping companies to find niche resources and to manage the operating processes in the company. I'm working globally. At this moment, I've got customers all over Europe and Australia, and I can grab people from all over the world. So based on my talent to attract people, I created that company, and I want to help companies with people resources. Stefania.
Thank you. I'm Stefania Cimino, and I am a founder of LMI Executive. With my company, I provide support to boards, top management, companies, and leaders in especially moment of the company life, so expansion, international growth, reorganization, M&A, IPOs, etc. I have more than 25 years experience in top management roles in international organization, and very passionate about leadership and people, and that's I managed many teams, international teams in my career, so I'm happy to share my experience today.
Great, thank you.
So my name is Mustafa Al-Hadidi. I've been in the HR for the past 20-ish years. I am the co-founder and CEO of Qaws, which is specialized in recruitment, specifically in Saudi Arabia. This is my fourth startup. I had 2 successful exits and 1 amazing shutdown and failure. That's how I got the experience. I'm specialized when it comes to HR into company transformation, from transforming the company into a family-owned business, into a corporate, with all the hardship and the problems and the crying late at night that we all face running a family business. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Satish Pedara, founder and CEO of Strategists Consulting. We are a company that's based in US and India. We have about 20-25 employees right now, growing, and we have clients in US, Europe, and India. We are a global transformation partner. We help companies transform from level 1 to level 2 or level 2 to level 3, improve their profitability, and help them in organic and inorganic growth, especially on the M&A side, dealing with large mergers. Looking forward to this panel.
Hi everyone, I'm Nirali. I'm the founder of White Glove Consulting, and I deal with a lot of founders and MSMEs and startups and help them deal with not just brand strategy but also people growth.
Hi everyone, I'm Joanna Purdy. I'm the founder and CEO of Jet Delivers, and I actually help any company to be able to work with leaders, to grow, to reach their potential, and actually to help them to have synergy with their own teams. As a founder myself, I'm really passionate about people, and I'm really happy to be here today to talk about how can you not only attract them, but let's hold on to them when you have them.
Yeah, thank you very much. Nice to be with you here on the stage, and nice to discuss the leadership topic. So at the last panel, we talked about innovations. We talked about how to put innovations in the world, and everybody of us, because we are on Founders Conference, probably has some vision and want to implement that vision into the world. So vision is not possible to be implemented without people. So the question to our panelists, so how to attract and how to make the vision part of the leadership and part of managing people in the company?
See, the challenge that founders always face when it comes to having people in your same vision, it's very hard. Most of the founders, they're having a challenge forming their own vision of what they want to do. Yeah, we are solving a problem, we're disturbing the norm, but what is our vision? One of the challenges that we always face when hiring someone, getting someone on board, is that they haven't worked in a startup ecosystem. They're used to structured companies, process, policies, and everything. In a startup, it's firefighting. It's crazy. Every day you're running behind something. You could change the direction within 2 days, 3 days, different markets, different things. So you always have to find someone who is somehow crazy enough to be with you on this roller coaster going up and down. Yeah. But don't go for someone who worked in a corporate full-time. Someone in a corporate full-time, he is skilled, he is beneficial, but he will be in the wrong place. Always seek someone who is hungry for something. They want to make a change in something. They want to make a dent in the universe. They don't like this. We're going to need to change it. And you have to meet expectations. You have to let them know that today you're going to be doing business development. Tomorrow you're going to be doing marketing. You're going to be doing finance. You're going to be meeting people. You're going to be talking. Get someone crazy enough to be with you on this crazy journey.
So we need multi-skilling people, yeah?
Yes, yes. Get the person who your mother warned you about when you were small. That's the only person that will help you grow.
Fully agree, yeah.
Yeah, so because when you're joining a smaller business, you as a founder plays a very big role, right? You don't have a big brand behind you. So you are the brand. And a lot of people join today, especially millennials, who think that, this is the person who can make a difference. This is why their company exists, or this is how they're going to achieve the goal, right? So what are their values? What are their ethics? And these are getting really more and more important, especially with the younger generation. They want success, but not at any cost, right? So that is important. And it also is the foundation of the culture that you build. You are closer because you're a smaller team, you're a smaller business, and therefore the culture you build is very, very important. It's almost like you're living that behavior. It's not just something you've printed out, stuck in your, across your office, but it's what you walk, what you talk, what you breathe every day. Yeah, so that's for me, that is pretty important.
Yeah, and that's connected to our next question, because we know now that we need really multi-skilling people, but people can also feel that they have possibility for personal development and for growing themselves. So how do you help people to grow themselves? Because they are helping you to grow your organization. So how do you help them to have win-win situation? Joanna?
I think it's so important as founders, we are very caught up in growing the business, and we want to make sure the business is a success. And maybe we've got the team to have bought into the vision, but they also want something for themselves. And it's so important that you actually put in place some learning and development for them. It could be mentoring, could be coaching, of course, training. And I've worked with a client who just had all of their staff were like, but what about me? What am I getting from this? What am I learning? I want to add value to your company, but I also want to know that I have the opportunity to keep learning and growing. And actually, they often join a smaller company because they think they're going to learn more or be more involved with things. And so it's so important that you have that in place, not just, hey, we've got to get the results or get success, but we're also thinking about each individual and how we can grow them as well.
Yeah, and just on that, the most important thing as someone joining a small business is exposure, right? So like Joanna mentioned, coaching, mentoring, also direct access to leadership. When you work in large corporates, you don't really get the benefit of that. So what are the senior leaders talking about? What are they thinking? What are their problems? How can you solve the problem? And that gives you a lot of behavioral insights that you would never get in a larger corporation because you're so far down. Yeah, the decision making, the C-suite, whatever we call it. The other thing is wearing many hats, and I think Mustafa touched upon that. So there is no structure, but that also gives you a lot of opportunity to say, hey, you know what? I can call the client. I can do a sales pitch. Oh, I can probably lead the team. I can help you solve a problem. And therefore, as a founder, having an open culture where anyone can come up to you and say, hey, I think this is my idea, or this is my feedback, and that gives them a lot of learning. So you learn a lot of intangible skills, accountability, ownership, which you normally don't get in large setups.
Yeah,
That's
thank you, Nirali, for that. Joanna mentioned about mentoring, coaching the people, but are we really listening to the people we have in the organization? Are we using their ideas? Because as a founder, I know that I can have many ideas in my head, but if I do not listen to the people and do not use their ideas, support me, I will fail. So, do you really listen to your people, and do you really use their ideas to support you in the organization?
Yes. So that's one of the key things for any organization to succeed. And I've heard in other panels where feedback is very important. As a founder, we have to be open to the feedback from the employees and also give feedback because people are looking for feedback and growth. They join small startups or organizations because they feel that they can grow faster here and they feel that there are more opportunities. And those opportunities only come if we are listening to what they're feeling.
And I'll add on to that, and also it links to what Nirali was saying as well, is that they actually think that if they're in a smaller organisation, they can add value. So they're actually hoping that you're going to listen to their innovations and their ideas. So whether it's as feedback or whether it's simply sharing, they've chosen to be part of this because they believe in what the startup's doing or what the smaller company's doing, but they think that they can add value. And if they're not heard and they're not given that opportunity to add that value and share their ideas and feel that they're part of the growth of the organisation as well as the growth of themselves, you will have difficulty keeping hold of them.
Yeah, and that is my next question, because we want to move smoothly to the sustaining people in the organization. So founders are usually visionaries, and they really need multi-skilling people. We need support them, they need support us, but sometimes it doesn't work. We have different generation also in the company. So how to sustain people in the organization, how to sustain people and let them be with us, for example, not only a few months or 1 year, but longer. So do you have any ideas how to do it?
See, you said something very important, that we have different generations in our companies. Whether it's a startup just starting, you have, which is people who are born in the 90s, early 2000s, people who are in the 60s, and it's a big variety. See, having to retain the talent within your startup for a minimum of 1 year, it takes many factors. First factor is that you always have to listen to them. Okay, you always have to feel the empathy that they have. They could be hating what they're doing at this moment. They could be saying that it's too chaotic. So you just have to give a good listening ear to them. Link with them as much as possible, even if your generation is different and you're convinced that what they're doing is, come on, you're too soft. We used to walk 5 kilometers in the snow and in the rain to go to our schools. You have all the luxurious. Don't be so soft. No, you have to listen to them. You have to always keep them aligned with you. Do a 1 weekly meeting. Tell them, guys, we're planning to do this. What is your feedback? Listen to them. They have a different perspective. It's like what you said. Being a founder, you have so many ideas running through your head. You're running after clients, running after the software people, investors are running after you, asking for their ROIs. You're going to events, you're going to that. You'll always miss an important link. So have sessions with them, listen to them, link with them, give them responsibilities, and tell them what are your expectations. You can't just go and tell them you are responsible for the marketing and I need results. That doesn't make any sense to them, especially in a non-structured environment. Having these 3 things, that will give them learning growth, that will give them good exposure, that will always keep them hungry for more. So they'll always be more aligned with you, more cooperative with you.
I fully agree with you, Mustafa, and I think that it's important also to discover their talents and really ability to do what they like to do, yeah?
Exactly.
Stefania, do you want to add something?
Well, yes, I wanted to add that based on my experience, there are very different things that attract or retain junior from senior talent. Because, for example, in my experience, when I had to retain or attract senior talents, I faced more in front of aspects which are very different from later on you can talk with junior. Like an influence leadership is very important for senior. A strong commitment and a strong sense of belonging to the big picture is very important for senior. For the fact that they need to be or to feel a sense of autonomy, independency in the same part that they participate to the bigger picture. The package compensation many times is much more important for senior instead than for junior. On the opposite side, junior are very much more sensitive to mentoring, growing, training, long-term possibilities. So they maybe have less needs in terms of leadership roles, for example, but they need more space for their life, no? And the work-life balance is something that we many times, I personally many times was in front of when I was keeping talents 25 years old or 50 years old. From my generation, where we were used to work until 9 o'clock in the evening, never leaving the company. And if you left the company at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, nobody will look at you, and some new role could be there as a possibility to growth. No? Today is completely different. The 25 years old people, they need their life. It doesn't mean that they are less smart than us. Maybe better. Maybe they are more.
Maybe better. That's right.
Because they keep their discipline to balance life and work. But we need to hear their needs. This is very important. It's our responsibility as leaders, I think, to get the best out of it, to get the best values from these different generations. And we need to understand these needs.
Yeah, and that's how we move to the next thing, which is now very, very important in our firms, that we have different generations, senior and Gen Z, for example, all millennials, which are sometimes very challenging, and I know that a lot of people are afraid of them. But I have a lot of experience with Gen Z, really, and in my company now, I have a lot of Gen Z people, and they are really, really great. You can't imagine how creative they are if you attract them in the right way. So, can you share your experiences with Gen Z or with senior generations in your companies?
Yeah, sure. In our company, we have all generations of people, right from, I would say, even older than 60 years old. They've joined us with a different, they're looking for ownership. They don't want office politics. So they come from corporate structures into our startups just because they don't want to deal with politics, right? So they're looking for more ownership, accountability. So that's the senior mentality. Coming to the junior or Gen Z, they're looking for more accelerated growth, more learning. They want to learn faster. How can I do more with less time? People are joining startups because of that factor, because you get the opportunities of doing a lot of things in a very short time, and you can become a jack of all and master of some as well in that certain time. As Mustafa was saying, basically playing different roles will give you exposure to different things. You might fail, but they're okay we as founders need to be okay for them to fail, for them to learn. So it's that balance that we have to bring in.
Yes, that's true. And they very often expect some changes, you know, they are bored about doing all the time the same thing,
Yes.
yeah? So if we organize ourselves this way that we are giving them the chance to change their role or to change their duties, it really helps to manage them, and it causes their creativity. So yeah, that's great, yeah.
Can I just add, I guess it links back to what we were talking about right at the beginning as well about the learning. The Gen Z, they're there to discover something new, so they want to add their value. But if they're not learning anything new anymore, they'll go and learn it from somewhere else. And they're not about longevity and loyalty in a company anymore. They're really there about saying, what do I gain from this and what have I added to this? They must have purpose, and they might start with you for the purpose. I have a 25-year-old of my own who literally just says to me, we're building a robot, it's fantastic, I love it. But I think I'm almost at the point that I've learned everything I can from this company. I'm like, how could you possibly say that? He's like, yep, because there's other things out there for me to learn. Yeah. So unless you're really keeping them interested and excited that there's something else for them, it's hard to retain them.
Yes, that's true. And that's how we go to people. Young generation means Gen Z, new technologies, and AI. So AI is a hot topic now, so you know that, because everybody is talking about that. So how to connect these two challenges, things in our businesses, AI and Gen Z? Do you have any experiences with that?
Yeah, I got rid of the marketing department over the AI as a start. Okay, but see, let's be frank about something. AI, it's a big hype. Everybody's talking AI, pushing the word AI into something which could be not even AI. It could be just a simple decision tree. It's yes, no, but we're propaganding it as AI. A lot of pressure is going on with the companies for them to have AI implemented, even if they don't really need it. Just to be on the scene that we are also AI enabled, we are also doing this, so they invest a lot of money in it, and then they're facing the challenge that AI is not showing on their P&L. We don't know how much it saved us. What is this ROI? What is that? To use an AI, you have to really think. Break it down into a task base. Is this something, task frequent? Do I really need someone to do it or not? Do I need someone just to review it? Is it consuming too much of time? If it is, then I will automate it using AI. But you don't expect AI to run for you the full company. You might disagree with me on that. A lot of people will disagree eventually. But it's not going to run for you. It's not going to be your CFO. It's not going to be your marketing director. It's not going to be your sales team. It's not going to do for you the magic and the wonders. If you are not sure what you want to do with it, you built it wrong, total disaster, you will be going back to point zero. Yes, AI, people are running around in the human resource community. It's going to replace jobs. It's going to replace people, this and this and that. But for every 10 jobs it eliminates, it's taking out 7 new jobs. We are revolutionizing. It's being modernized. There's a lot of things. Yes, some jobs will be killed, unfortunately, eventually by AI, but not 100% because we still need human factors. It's not yet that mature level where we can depend on it.
Yeah, just to add to that, so I feel AI is a threat to the companies that don't prepare their people. I don't see it as a threat to the people itself. I see it as a threat to the companies that don't prepare their people or train their people. So AI is definitely coming in, and every company wants to brand it AI enabled, and that's one of the things that people are looking to join as well. So if it's a startup, they are looking for AI enabled. That's like a branding now. But just to add to that, I would say Gen Z especially, they are moving towards more AI. At least my generation is still in the old, I would say. We're not moving into the AI yet, but I would say in 5 years, it'll probably be more AI-driven tasks, as he was saying. But what it is enabling is a lot of the low-level tasks are being automated, people are elevating themselves to do more of creative, strategic, or relationship building. That's where, if people focus on the next level, which is relationship building or more strategic work, AI will take care of all the transactional work. That's my belief.
Well,
I always laugh that every generation had something that came in that people said, oh, we're going to lose jobs because of it. Even as far back as when suddenly the transportation changed and we had trains, and then, oh my goodness, they went from coal to steam, and there's always, oh, we're going to lose jobs, and what are people going to do? And of course, there have been over the years that jobs have gone because of a change. But there's always something new that comes along that it means there's another job. And I love what Satish is saying is we have to actually say, let's embrace it. It's coming. Let's make it part of our business. Let's also help people to know they're not going to lose their jobs because of it. Let's help them to understand what value they can add because of it and embrace bringing it together. And as Mustafa said, you might lose 10 and then you gain 7. There's going to be changes, of course, and the changes are getting faster and faster every single year. It's how do we really look at it in a different way and say, our people are important, our people are going to drive this, our people are the ones that can make a difference still for our business. And I think that's why we're all here, believing that we can help you say, keep your people, make sure that they're your asset.
Yes, true. So we know what kind of challenges we've got. We have AI, Gen Z, millennials, different generations at work. We have to manage all of that things. Not only, that's only from people perspective and from business growth perspective, but we have also other challenges as leaders of businesses. So the question to our expert is, what is the role of leader in the small organization, small business?
Well, I will try to answer this question. Very interesting question and very important. I think that we saw a lot of pieces in this puzzle. It's a very challenging puzzle that every day more is becoming more important and more complex. But in my experience, if I go back in many situations where I managed team, I had I learned one lesson. People most of the time, they don't leave the company. They leave the leader. And this because the leadership is something that really have an impact on a daily life of people, of workers, of employees. And I've seen many times, unfortunately, working as advisor or even as CEO, people leading other people that were able to make people leave or to elevate the level of the entire team. So when we talk about leaders, I don't necessarily only refer to the top leader of the entire organization. In a small organization, maybe we have only one or maybe two. But in any case, I want to refer to everybody who has the responsibility to lead a team, no matter what, if it is small or big. It's so important, from my point of view, that the behaviors of the leaders can really be consistent and can really pass a message that goes for different aspects. For example, if I think of the behaviors that a leader needs to play in his role, first of all, we heard before in the previous panel, empathy is essential today across the generation, especially with X generation. Empathy is not saying yes every time or smiling. It's put together the human needs with the company needs and targets and make them being combined in a common goal, right? But then transparency is also another point, another behavior very important for leader. And especially with younger generation, they expect us as leader to be very transparent with them. Talents, careful talent, they are not worried about how complicated can be a challenge. They love challenge, but they need clarity, they need transparency. They need to understand the sense of what we are asking them. Now we can ask them whatever thing it may appear impossible. Trustable, accountability, we talked about before. I've always tried to be that kind of person that people can say, if she said, she will do. We need to be like that. We need to be accountable for our team. And inclusion is another very important point for young generation, especially. I've been for many years the only woman CEO in a big international company, so I know very well what it is to be the different person in the room. We need to protect the teams inside the companies, inside our companies, in front of these conditions, because we need to feel them safe, not judged, not prejudiced, but support any kind of situation. So I think there are some behaviors that as leaders, not only we need to represent, but also we need to have the responsibility to spread down inside the entire level of the organization. This should be our mission, to create an environment where the company itself is able to attract and retain people and create a branding of attracting senior or younger generation, whatever. Talent is the key.
Yes, I fully agree with you, Stefania, especially that we are in global organization very often, and you realize that how world is changing, and accept generation, accept all these things we are talking already about. We also facing the challenge to have people from different nations and different cultures. And that's the role of the leader, to attract and to sustain all the people. Doesn't matter what age they are, what culture, what country, but to manage their competences and skills which are important to them, to us as founders. So I think that leader, now the role of the leader is very, very important, because we have to take into consideration really a lot of aspects, social aspects, empathy, culture aspects, and also skill which we need to grow and to put our vision into the market and follow the innovation we want to deliver. Okay, so let's try to summarize and to ramp up a little bit our discussion. So all of us are founders and leaders. So what will be the best advice for our audience from you to take away from that discussion?
I would say love your team. Treat your team as you would like to be treated. Look at your people in the same way that you would love to be looked at, to be seen and to be felt.
I fully agree with that, Stefania. Yeah, that's what I am really trying to do in my team, you know. Treat them as I would like to be treated. And that's the most important thing, because if you treat yourself well and your people well, they really stay with you for a long time.
See, you have to accept the fact that your people will do things differently than what you are used to it. Don't put your standards of performance, imply it on them. Give them the end goal, let them do it the way they do, and just look at the results. That's it.
So as a leader, I would say there are two big things that we have to do. One is providing clarity to all the employees and building leaders, the next set of leaders within the company, so that we as founders can transition to finding other companies. Second, founders give the values or to the companies, but then employees actually create the culture. So we have to make sure that they're creating they're doing the behaviors, based on the values, that we create that environment where they're able to create that culture. The culture is not created by the founder, it's created by the employees within the team. So we have to create the environment for them to act accordingly and create that culture. So I would say this is how I would summarize. Small companies definitely can attract greater talent, not just by salaries, but by providing clarity and the vision.
I would say active listening, whether it's your employees, your teams, your customers, your partners. So always listen, not to respond, but to understand, because in there are the hidden problems, the hidden discontent, the hidden ideas that could take you forward.
And I guess I'd like to sort of summarize all of that up. If we start at the beginning where we talk about really making sure that you're looking after others the way you like to be looked after. It used to be called the golden rule, treat others the way you want to be treated. And you must start with that. If you're then going to build the culture that you're talking about, it's also saying, now I think we've got to actually look at the platinum rule. And the platinum rule is treat others the way they want to be treated. So we start with ourselves, we start making sure we're looking after us and looking after others, but with all the generations and the changes and the culture we want to create, we actually then have to do the active listening and truly understand what the different people who've come into your organization are looking for. Is it learning? Is it value? Is it purpose? Have we got a culture that they believe in? If we do all of that, we start with us, we then follow through with them, then you're creating a company that people want to be a part of and want to stay with you and want to drive forward. So go from the golden rule all the way through to the platinum rule and really retain your talent.
Okay, thank you, Joanna. And you are also founders, so maybe you have some comments you can add what we can take from that session to our businesses. Do you have any ideas? We can't hear you.
Hello. Yeah, thanks. Good morning, everyone. Brilliant session. Thank you so much. I think we have tons of experience from across the globe. I just want the panel to address the elephant in the room. Am I audible? Yeah. When I hear or when I read the subject, it says employer of choice and smaller business. In my mind, these two don't go hand in hand. Okay, if I'm a smaller business, what is the parameter of calling me small? Is it revenue or people? So I'm taking yardstick of people. So let's say I'm a 20 to 50 people company, I'm a smaller business. To become an employer of choice means people outside who are yet not my employees, they want to come and work for me. So what, in your experience, have people done? Because all that you summarize, it fits very well when I have people inside, when they're my employees. I can do all of that to them. To give you a quick example, none of my interviews end up in the first discussion. First hour with any candidate I spend explaining what I'm doing. People go back home, they do their research, come back next time to talk to me what have they understood, because I'm not out there as an employer of choice yet, right? So what's the real thing that founders you help finding talent do to attract people? So that's the dilemma that I have as a small company, because people don't know I'm not out there for them to research about me. There are not enough ambassadors. There are not enough employees who have left me out there where people can go and meet them. Like Satish, you have 25, 30 people, right? So if somebody wants to join you, he doesn't have any avenue outside to go and know about you as a company. Yes. So all that you're doing, it fits the mold of a big corporation. But a small company, 5, 10, 20 people, what do they do?
Yes, a great question, because I started alone myself, and then I started to recruit. My first employee was a big challenge, because who would join me? I'm only the single guy, right? My first employee was a big challenge. Second one was okay, because he brought the second one, right? So the first employee brought the second one. Finding that first employee was very, very key for me, because he's going to be my next If I'm out, he's going to take care, right? So I searched within my network first. Who is that person that can fit in? I couldn't find within my network. So I expanded the search. I didn't put a job description or anything out there, but we don't actually put job descriptions. We actually look within our network, and all of my hires so far, so both ways, I look at the clients that I got and the people that I got is within my network. When I say within my network, maybe not immediate network, but the network referred. You know, the clients that I got is my immediate network, and I'm now extending that. The people that I got is within my network. So the first employee was someone who worked at my past company. That manager said, he's a great guy, he's looking for something, maybe he's of help. So we had discussions. It was not a first discussion, it was like multiple discussions, because he's taking a risk, leaving a big company, joining me as the first employee, and there's a lot of uncertainty. You know, whether this company will sustain or not, how long will this be? So there's a lot of sustainability, there's a lot of uncertainty, and I would give the credit to him that he joined, and then all the other guys or girls, you know, both, they joined trusting me that they have the opportunities to join. They'll get the opportunities to grow, right? Because as a small startup or a small company, people won't leave big companies and join. So my pitch to them is, okay, I come from McKinsey and Deloitte, so they believed in me that I can do bigger things. So that's a good thing that they believed in me. But I was under pressure to perform for them. Now I am working for them. They're not working for me. I am trying to search, you know, okay, where can I please? Okay, I don't want to let go of anyone. I have to keep them busy, and I am finding opportunities for them. So that's how this is working, at least for me.
And I also recommend interns and being a mentor of younger generation. Because if you're very small, you need to get your brand out there, your name out there to people as well. And I do find that by taking on an intern, they then talk to other people, and you're spreading, it's about spreading the word. So absolutely that first employee, but it's also about getting your name out there that you support and help people. So being a mentor and taking on interns is a nice way as well, and the intern helps your business at the same time.
I fully agree with Satish and with Joanna. I did exactly the same. So at first I attract 1-2 people I really know from my network, and then I started to support students. They are looking for some development because they do not want only to have knowledge from school. They want to have to practice what they learn. And if you give them opportunity to learn new things and to give them more and more tasks, they are really accountable, reliable for that. So it really, really helps. Yeah, fully agree. Yeah, do we have somebody else? Yeah? Can you use the microphone, please?
Yeah, hi. Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yes.
A follow-up question on the earlier one. While you attract senior talent to businesses, what is your perspective on dilution of equity, which is very close to founders?
Okay, see, if you're talking about which is the vesting schedule and the shares which you keep for the employees, which is the ESOP and all that, that is different. There are so many variables going into it. Like, for example, how many rounds are you going to do? What is the ticket size of the rounds? What is the original dilution rate? What are the investors' expectation? Most investors, for example, will come and tell you, okay, I will give you 3 million. I want to take 20%, and I want my dilution to be so much with a capping of 3 million, for example. Another investor will tell you, okay, I will give you 100,000, and I want 8%, zero dilution. So it depends on these kind of different factors. It's what your investment you're going after, what is the investor approach that you're going, are you going after angel investors, venture capital, venture studios, what are the theses, what are the requirements? It's crazy. You know, you have to determine it in the beginning and take it case by case with every investor.
If I get your question, it's if as we are hiring people, are we giving away equity, right? So, great question. So in my model, I didn't give out equity. I gave out performance bonuses, much more than what was actually in the offer letter. So that's how I was able to keep them. So every year we give out a big bonus because I didn't want to dilute. And we right now with this strength, now we are going the ESOPs route. Initially, the person that joined us and the people that joined after us, because there was uncertainty in both ways, we were very good enough that the relationship was good. The partnership was good that I didn't have to dilute a lot. Okay. Now we are in the process of giving out ESOPs, and we are coming up with a structure, working with finance and legal teams to see how the dilution will happen. As of now, though, I was not able to dilute a lot. So I hope I answered the question.
By the way, I think if I can add something, I think that one of the things that have been changed in recent years is the approach to this variable salary for the younger generations. They are very much more open to this. It's a kind of win-win maybe with quality life. So I think this is a great opportunity where you can really put in place such a kind of part from the compensation, because it only brings value to the entire organization, and it's an important tool to align automatically the goals, the focus, and the targets.
Okay, thank you.
Hello, everyone. I'll just keep it short. I have one small take-home for everyone sitting in this room and including the panelists. It was a wonderful session. I'm a marketer myself. My name is Tushar. And one of the core business problems that we have helped brands solve is hiring. And a lot of brands would come to us, smaller businesses, SMEs, and they would say, we're not able to hire people despite giving ESOPs and higher salaries. Yeah. And one of the ways we have helped them solve is by creating a nice digital footprint, right? Talking about the founder's story on Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, if you're from the US, is very important. Putting yourself out there is very important. And if your story is genuine, it's stories that move people and people move the world. So you will definitely find someone to work with you, irrespective of the pay. You might even pay less, but if someone resonates with your vision, you might even find a really good co-founder online. So I think that's a small take home I have for everyone.
Yep.
Thank you.
That is really good, yes.
So, thank you very much. So, big applause for our great panelists.